Hello everyone, secretly I've been playing Habby's new game and I'm not gonna lie, I actually like it. The game is called Souls and I've been playing it for a little bit over 3 weeks, but it's actually been soft launched in select countries since June. When I first saw the game, I said, I don't know about this one, but I did say the same thing when I saw Survivor.io. And within the first 3 weeks, I'm actually liking this better than Survivor.io. Now this is not a sponsored video, and this is actually the first time I've seen Habby work with this company, Concrete I think it's pronounced. And I'm not sure if it's because I'm logged into another app store, but these are some of the highest prices I've seen compared to the other games. I mean, don't get me wrong, both Kinja Run and sssnaker had deals in there of prizes you would get when you spent $1,000 within like a week period, so there's that. But there's definitely a lot of, you just got that item, so why don't you top it off with this and really give it a boost. With all that being said, I've remained to stay free to play and I'm still enjoying it. As you can see, the game is an auto battler, and when you do go place your troops on the board, you can place 5 of them and then hit start battle. They're gonna just battle all on their own. This is just the basic concept of it. There is things where if you throw 2 heroes that are the same race, you will get a bonus in your attack and HP. And there is also bonuses when one race goes up against another race. So for example, the elves will trump the undead will trump the humans will trump the hordes, and you get the picture. The early game is mostly spent playing the chapter stages, and you'll pretty much breeze through 7 or 8 of them before you get stuck and get defeated. When this happens, you pretty much spend time moving troops around and putting them in different positions, see if that works. And if that doesn't do it, then you start recycling your gear. And we've seen this in the other Habby games. If you have a level 20 sword, for example, you can recycle it, bring it down to 0, and you get all the resources back that you used to level it up. Then from there, you go over to another hero and you go and start enhancing that gear to level up, throw it on the board, and see with positioning that around if you have any better luck at defeating the troops. Most of the time when this happens is when you run into one of the boss stages. These are about every 5 stages that you'll see one. And they look pretty similar to the other heroes inside the game. They're just taller and have a little bit of an attack and HP buff. For the heroes that I have inside the game has been very generous with gems and other things. I think I've pulled about 600 different heroes inside the game since I started about 3.5 weeks ago. On top of the 6 different races that are inside the game, there is 4 different classes. So we have tanks, supports, healers, and dealers. But then there's also secondary classes, which are agility, intelligence, and strength, and these are pretty much what's going to decide which piece of gear you could wear. Once you play for a couple of days, you'll unlock the Tower of Souls, and this is pretty similar to the chapters itself, but the items you're going to get from this are going to be used to upgrade your heroes. And when I say upgrade, I mean leveling them up. To take it one step further, the first 5 heroes you get will be bound to a soul link. And as you progress a little further, you'll unlock soul link slots. Now whatever hero you put inside there will have a matching level. Out of those 5 that were bound, it will match the lowest hero in there. So whenever you're having an issue with a boss and you've tried everything to beat him, this is where you go over, you unslot a hero, you wait an hour, and you put a different hero in there to get them back up to like level 100 and something. Each hero is going to have its own unique skills, and as you level them up, they will either gain a new skill or will add an extra level onto the existing ones they have. Now remember, if I unlocked the Cave of Abyss before the Tower of Souls, but this is another thing that unlocked pretty early. This is one where you use your daily torches to search a cave, and you pretty much get a bunch of gear and some other things out of it. Every 25 torches, you're going to get a decent sized chest, and when you run into a boss inside it, depending on how much damage you do to him, will depend on how good the chest is and how good the rewards are inside it. I finally just started getting Epic Plus items, and let me tell you, the difference between that and a regular Epic Plus are a total difference. There is an arena to do PvP. I find myself just attacking whatever the lowest one is on the screen, but even that has bit me sometimes when I go up against somebody with a good build and they end up just kicking the crap out of me. It's not a real-time arena, you're pretty much playing whatever defense deck they had saved inside their configuration, but still it's fun and there is a ton of rewards you can get from it. The Secret Sanctum is something that's going to refresh every 2 days, and this is where you're going to go and get your runes. Now, runes are something you can equip on a hero and give you additional stats inside the game, and when you go and dismantle the runes, you're going to get a rune shard. You can then take these shards to go and re-roll the stats that are inside that rune. The Sanctum just had a pretty big nerf before I was able to get some of these legendary runes inside it. Now at most I'm seeing as epic, but give it some time, couple weeks, I'll be able to get those legendaries again. The last and final thing I was able to unlock currently in the game is the Ancestral Tomb. And this one is all focused around specific races. In other words, the Elf Tomb is one that you can only go in with elf heroes. And starting off, this could be a little bit tricky because you might only have 3 or 4 of the heroes that are specific to that race, so you're just you're going on really underleveled or just not going in at all. There are multiple servers inside the game, so when you do start playing, there's a good chance that the players that you're going to be playing with have been playing within a week of when you started. And surprisingly, this is the first Habby game I've seen where they have a global chat. So far it's been pretty peaceful, nobody's been trolling too much, but we'll see how that one goes. Just about everything has a leaderboard inside the game, and when the best player hits a new milestone, everyone will typically get rewarded with like 50 or 100 gems. But the game mainly focuses around you trying to level up those 5-bound heroes. Every 20 levels you have to go through a breakthrough with them, and then you can level up even more, and then trying to find copies of them to upgrade them to the next star level. It sounds pretty basic, but still, it's a lot of fun. Oh, and it is a heavy game, so just note that the fusing is incredibly confusing on what you need to do and what you need to save to do it. They did just announce the other day that they are getting near global launch on it, so keep your eyes open. I think you really will enjoy this one. But if you guys want to know more about the Warcraft Rumble that's in soft launch right now, check out this video right up over here. Thanks for watching, and remember, I pick my butt.